Hi, I'm Pastor Jack Hibbs of Calvary Chapel, Chino Hills, right here in Southern California, and I want to put this request out to you. To all of you who are viewing this, the request is this, that you might get behind and support, get involved, and encourage Release Time Education. Release Time Education is very dear to me for a lot of reasons. Number one, my wife of 33 years now attended school in Anaheim, California. And she was brought up with Release Time Education. Every week, the trailer would pull up outside of her school, and she would get to hear stories about Jesus. And she would get to learn about the Bible. And you know, in Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 7, the Bible tells us, "You shall teach them diligently to your children, and you shall talk of them as you sit down and in your house and while you're on the way." And that is the things of God. And so Release Time Education, my friends, listen to this. It was brought about right around the 1914 era. And at that time, shortly after that time, over 2 million kids were involved in Release Time Education. Sad to say, most people today have not even heard of Christian Release Time Education. Number one, it's happening, but not nearly as much as we'd like it to. Number two, it is constitutional. That's right, it is constitutionally approved and it is sanctioned by the laws of our land. And my friend, if you and I do not use and exercise the laws of freedom that we've been granted by our founding fathers and by our leaders of old, then we just might lose them if we don't use them. So by all means, get involved, find out how you can financially and prayerfully and with your manpower support Release Time Education. Like never before in the history of the United States, our children are being taught anything other than what is important. So many things and so much money and so much effort is being spent on issues that not only do not help them, but in fact winds up, in many cases, corrupting our kids. What we're asking you to do is to counter the movement of what's taking place in this country of ours. Counter it by bringing Jesus Christ, teaching of the Bible, morality, and righteousness back into the minds and the hearts of our kids. You know, it's amazing to me that when you think about Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, and Dr. Benjamin Rush, founding fathers of these United States, those three men thought it was important enough that the Bible be taught in the public school system. And we've lost the understanding of that. Most of you perhaps have never even heard such a thing, but it's true nonetheless. Why don't we get back to giving our children the opportunity to find out the very one and the principles of God's Word as to how this nation became at one time and maybe hopefully once again the greatest nation on earth. So I'm going to ask you to join us. Find out what you can do to be involved in Release Time Education. Make a difference. God bless you and thank you for listening.